Good afternoon or good morning. This is Rob at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com. Today is, I think, July, I don't know, 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere around there. It's a Thursday. That's the best I can tell you. And I am out here today. This is going to be a long video, so this is a pre-warning. Get the popcorn ready. It's just much easier for me to do a walkthrough on these boats once I get to know them a little bit and, you know, give you an explanation other than words which people have no attention span for anyway. So let me get right to it. Not normally a boat I take on this time of year, but I am almost out of boats. So this boat here has been worked on and upgraded by one of my favorite mechanics, Chris at Carolina Marine and Machine. Those that know him know his work. And I think that once I heard that, I'm all in. So let me get to it. This is a 1992 Boston Whaler, Outrage 22 or 220. And this boat in his time was a beast, and it still is a beast. And obviously, for a 1992 boat, she is not going to look like a 2020 boat. So what I'm going to do is just kind of walk through. As you guys can see on the exterior of the hull, you know, she is in 1992 condition. It's really not that bad. Some guys will just get this painted and redone. Personally, me, it doesn't offend me in the least. Smooth, I'm not chalking, but I mean, the gel coat is definitely faded over the years. Now, at some point, I can see this boat did sit in the water and she had white bottom paint on her. She has been on a trailer for a while now. This boat has not run hard on the water in probably about a year to a year and a half. So she's been just sitting up on a trailer, and the seller has another boat and would like to get this boat moved out. He lives in another state, so he's leaving it here with me at Matthews Marine Storage. And you know, you're gonna have a few little chips and goobers on a 1992 boat. Overall, I did want to tell you guys the trailer's in nice shape. Just to get that out of the way. I mean, this thing's starting to get rusted out on the lockbox, and this is going to need to be replaced. But overall, torsion axle, tires are in nice shape. Hubs look good, although I need to get a cap on this so we're not spitting grease everywhere. But I have no complaints about the trailer. You got an easy loader, galvanized trailer. So, you know, there's that. So you got a good trailable trailer. Overall, once again, as we just kind of walk around the hull of the vessel, it is what it is. This is what you get in a 1992 Boston Whaler. Like I said, this is going to be it is a really cool boat. Great boat for somebody. Now, just real quick, you know, in introducing myself to the vessel, I'm having a real hard time with the steering. Next week, I'm bringing this boat over to Chris at Carolina Marine and Machine. We definitely need some fluid, and I'm just going to have him do a quick walkthrough of the boat as well. So let me get to it of what we're dealing with here. You got twin 99 Johnson 150s. These are Ocean Pros. These are the OIS 2000 systems. Generally, as most mechanics always tell me, these are low compression motors. I just did a compression test on both of the motors, cold compression, being that she hasn't run in a really long time, and 1, 3, and 5 and 2, 4, and 6 on the port motor were basically 100 compression, which is what I expected. And on starboard, we were running about 90 compression on 2, 4, and 6. And here we ran about 110, 115 compression on 1, 3, and 5. I did just double check with one of the mechanics right here at Matthews Marine, and he's got the same set, and he says that's just no issues there. It's going to be what it's going to be. I think the engines need to run and get some carbon blown out, and they will be just fine. But you have pretty consistent compression. Once again, I am not a marine surveyor or a marine mechanic, just expressing what I've been told. So we're going to go in and just get the steering double checked. I'm gonna walk through the boat real quick and show you some pretty cool stuff. Let me get my shoes off. You guys see my daughter did my nails. We were on vacation for a couple of days and I made a promise I would let her do that. So that's fun walking around in public. Anyway, walking forward to the vessel, I've been through the boat. Now, where on a lot of these whalers, you get a lot of that cosmetic stress cracking. You're really not running into it too much here. And you also have a lot of original fittings on this boat. Or some that were replaced with similar type original fittings. These nav lights work. Anchor light works. Cushions are in nice shape. A lot of work on this boat was done about 2 years ago. As you guys can see, this bow rail is in great shape. We're not really running into any stress cracking. You can kind of see where bimini attachments were. Let's just, I guess I'm bouncing around like a madman. This is a Striker T-top. This was put on about 2 or 3 years ago. Chris installed this as well. Real nice unit, retractable. I wish I had the key to get up in here, but I do not, so I'll get that figured out. Overall, the helm seating is really nice shape. That was redone about 2 years ago. This seating in the back, this is the original seating, by the way. This was the original seat also in the back. That was prefabricated and installed on the vessel above what I assume to be fish box, I'd assume, because we got a live well installed right here. I guess let's just kind of pop back here. It's clean in here. This is how I could tell. You are running dual batteries and also dual battery switches, one for each side, Percos, port and starboard. So obviously there's your oil fill. Now we all know these Johnsons, they are going to eat some fuel and some oil. So make sure you keep your reserves filled up. Second battery or first battery, there's a Perco, however you want to call it. Pretty clean. You guys can see, just a real nice, you can see these fittings, rod holders. I mean, this thing's a fishing machine. You got a lot going on here. Let's just take a quick walk up here. Let's cover up here real quick. There is a Garmin 498. I'm still trying to locate it. I think the seller has it along with his paperwork. And this is a standard Horizon Titan VHF, which is in working condition. Your Johnson controls, all tilt and trims from helm and also by the motors are working. And the gauges all appear to be working at this point from what I could tell without having the boat on the water. You know, as I had turned the keys and everything was kind of kicking up and down, even the tilt seems to be, yeah, well, that's moving. I don't know if it's working. I know this one is. So you have a pretty good set of working gauges. In addition, down here, this is actually going to be that, I don't know what that one's for. This is for the aerator. That might be the live well. This is for your nav and anchor lights. I'm told that these gauges, the hour meters, are in working condition and also pretty accurate. So we're looking, if that be the case, at 467 hours on these engines. So either that or it's 467 hours after the gauges were put in, but they look pretty original. So up over here, you got your working port and starboard bilge pumps. I know they work because I just ran them this morning. So that's kind of cool. Up in here, you know, it's going to be your wiring setup. Obviously, not going to be the prettiest at this stage in its life. And it looks like there's a couple covers, what I assume to be a console cover. And probably a helm seating covers. So let me just turn that key off so she stops screaming at me. Oh, something pretty cool that Chris put in, although it seems to be missing over here. Now these, this originally a whaler, the aluminum tank, it's the original tank. As you can see from topside, it's in nice shape. He had a gauge installed on top of that that also went with the cover. And where that is, I have no idea. Hopefully somebody didn't steal it off. I'm going to have him take a look at that as well. As far as on the vessel goes, right here, God, I don't even think it's, yeah, a little tiny bit of spongy right here. It's the only spot I found. If I'm really pressing down on it. Yeah, right in that one little spot. Not trampoline spongy, just a little spongy. All right, and moving forward, let's just, these cushions are also in nice shape. I'm just going to toss that to the side. Toss that to the side. These are actually Velcroed on, so that's kind of a little bit cheesy. I'd do something better with that if you want. I don't like it, so there's that. Now maybe up in here you can see kind of the good old Whaler stress cracks. I don't know if you guys can see it in the sun. Just a little cosmetic stuff. Plenty of storage here, and cooler seating, nice shape. And also, now guys, the reason why I do these videos, as most of you know, I don't have time for the tire kicking, so this is what it is. Oh, there's forward bilge. Okay, that makes sense. Plenty of storage there, and as you guys can see right there. So overall, a few little retrofits, a few little additions. There's Pioneer speakers in the boat, but I do not see a stereo, so don't hold your breath on that one. I think overall this is going to make a real nice boat for somebody. I have it up on the site. I think it's $16,000. I mean, it's not like we're trying to kill anybody for it. The seller has obviously dumped a lot of money into the boat. Just, T-top alone and the live well and a bunch of other stuff. So let's all be fair out there. I will get her into the shop and get the steering situation worked out and have Chris just check a couple other things. And then we'll be ready for the water. So that'll about do it out here. Rob at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com. Wishing you guys a safe and great boating day on this 1992 Boston Whaler 22 Outrage with Johnson 99 150 motors. And that'll about do it. It's time for me to move on to the next boat. Rob at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com, signing off.